I've been pretty hard on myself lately, trying to do more so I can get there faster. Wondering if I've made the wrong choices or if there's just something wrong with me. And honestly, just feeling really exhausted and burnt out. My life looks really different than it did a year ago, and it's basically unrecognizable from the life that I led 4 years ago. I used to be a teacher, I used to own a home, I used to want all the conventional things that a normal life entails. And I guess there's still parts of me that sees normalcy as success and is uncomfortable with the choices that I've made these last 4 years.
Choosing to be an artist and live nomadically is not for the faint of heart.
I pulled back out my favorite flannel this week. Putting it on felt like a quiet comfort I really needed. I thrifted it in Davis before I sold my house, so it's been with me the last 4 years while I've been living as a nomad. I am entering my first winter, newly single, living back home in California. I'm processing a lot of changes, so just having one thing as simple as a cotton flannel that was familiar and comfortable gave me a lot of peace. When I'm struggling to find peace in the now, I tend to future fantasize, think about a time in the future when none of the problems I face now will exist. And one of the fantasies I always have is of a cabin in the woods. I have a Pinterest board for it with almost 600 pins. Whenever I think about my cabin in the woods, it's a home with a lot of natural elements, vintage pieces, a garden, an outdoor sauna, a wood-burning hot tub, multiple yurts. It's a space for people to come and gather and retreat. And I think it represents a place in my mind that is comfortable, cozy, safe, peaceful, grounded. It's home. And although I don't have my own cabin in the woods yet, I do live in a tiny house on my aunt's property. And this week I decided to make this space more my own. When I first moved into this space in March, I had just broken up with my ex, and I wasn't sure how long I would be living in this tiny house. I invested very little in decorating it, and I've been here 10 months now. So even though I don't know how much longer I'll be here, my aunt is considering selling the property in the spring. I know I'll be looking at these four walls a lot this winter
As we enter the rainy season in Northern California.
I read some horoscope zodiac thing that said that this phase of my life is about differentiating between my dreams and reality. I don't know if I believe all that hippie shit. Just kidding. I totally do. But I think it's possible. I want to try out bringing the future feeling that I'm fantasizing about, that comforting, cozy, peaceful feeling, into the now and seeing if that helps me make my dream of having my own cabin in the woods a reality. Anything anyone's ever created was first imagined in their mind. So the first step to making my tiny house my cozy cabin in the woods dream was to change the paint color. On my days off this week, I went to Home Depot, got myself a gallon of Swiss coffee, and turned this peach palace into a creamy dreamland. I've been having a really hard time at work lately. I mentioned that I started working at a new restaurant, And yeah, just like the work dynamics there are pretty toxic. I fucking hate it. And it really motivates me to want to pursue art even more fiercely because I don't want to be a server any longer.
Dochi was famously fired from Chipotle, and when she was asked in an interview about what she learned from working part-time jobs like that, she replied, "I learned I don't want to work for anyone else," which is the most relatable thing I've ever heard. I'm learning to be more logical about my choices, even though I really want to quit this job. I also know that I need the funding that it is providing for me in order to make my dreams a reality.
I need to invest in some new camera equipment. I need to invest in my craft and get better at doing this because this is all I actually want to do.
I've been finding so much solace. I've been trying not to hide it.
These past 4 years since leaving teaching, I've learned how to live at a pace that is comfortable for me, and I think it's a lot slower than what most people can tolerate. I'm a highly sensitive person, so just living is a lot of work for me.
And it's work that I enjoy. I love taking care of myself emotionally, physically, getting enough exercise, journaling, yoga, all the things that I need to do to keep myself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually well are all things I enjoy, but it can get pretty overwhelming pretty quickly when you factor in a job that is not nourishing me. It's been really discouraging for me to not feel valued or even respected at my job these last few weeks. And it makes me wonder if it's possible for me to experience the previous success I've had, owning a house, having a successful career as an artist, living at the slow pace that I want to live.
Love's never wasted when it's shared. I was just hiking and I was trying to get to my sunset rock before sunset, but I left at 4:46 and sunset's at 4:52, so I kind of knew I wasn't going to make it, but still in my head I was like, I gotta get to the rock before sunset. I gotta get the shot, I gotta get the shot. And then I just stopped and realized how beautiful it is right here and now, exactly where I am. I just saw a salamander. The salamanders are back. I love him. He's so precious. They come out when it rains and I just love them so much. I think they're technically newts, actually. They're so peaceful. They walk so slowly with their broad shoulders, and I just love them. And there's mushrooms everywhere. I am loving the mushrooms. Like right outside my door, I immediately spot like 4 different kinds of mushrooms. Literally right outside my door. The creek, if you listen carefully, you can hear the creek running. Again, it's always dry in the summer. And the more I sink in, the more I realize the perfection of this present moment. And I don't need to get to my sunset rock before sunset because I can just enjoy right now and the beauty that it is for what it is. And isn't that a metaphor for life? Yeah, big time. Big time. Learning that one in this current season. Choosing to pursue art full-time has been one of the hardest things I've ever done because it's meant continuously choosing myself over jobs, relationships, people that don't serve me anymore. It's forced me to face all my people-pleasing tendencies and at the root of that, my fear of unworthiness. When I start to take life too seriously, I can always find silence in nature, and the peace I'm looking for will come.
So yeah, just wanted to stop and have a chitty chat. I don't even know if this is focused on my face because my camera that I've been using since I started this YouTube 8 months ago, I'm finally at my wit's end with it because it does not autofocus and it drives me fucking crazy. So yeah, time to upgrade my equipment because turns out I really love doing this. I want to keep doing it and I don't want to be frustrated every time I go to shoot because my camera is a piece of shit. Yeah, that's that.